Hi everyone, I am going to do a pick a card reading about what is blocking you from your soulmate connection and meeting your soulmate in real life. This can be for any type of relationship. It can be for what you would call a twin flame or a divine partnership or a life partner. It could be, I'm using the term soulmate because it has a feeling of somebody who you really click with and somebody you get along with really well, and it's just something that's kind of, well, it's just a label basically. And so this can be used for really any type of relationship you want to manifest and what is blocking you from manifesting that relationship. I will be doing some energy work. So it's a pick a pile, and I will be looking at the blocks, what is blocking you from this, and we will be working some of the energy around that. I am a professional astrologer, card reader, psychic, and energy worker. So if you want a private session, my email is in the description. That's probably the best way to reach me. I also have an Etsy store, the Regulus Portal. So anyway, I think that's it. And this is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And I will be doing energy work. After I read each pile, I'll do some energy work, and I might even pull another tarot card to see where we're at energetically. So I'll start with pile 1. Let's get this in the camera. So pile 1 is not that bad energetically. There is a distance. There is an emotional distance. There's a lack of emotional connection. So there's this disconnect emotionally. It doesn't look like there's a lot of very negative energy. It just looks like there's more of a getting in touch with your emotions. That's the most important thing. There could be a physical distance as well between you. If you already know this person, there definitely could be a physical distance as well as an emotional distance. It doesn't look like there's a lot of, like I said, the overall energy is very supportive. There's a lot of very supportive energy. It's just closing the gap in some emotional way, healing something emotionally. And that's fairly easy. It doesn't look like the block is that big. So I'm going to pull out these tarot cards. Oops. Okay. There's some immature emotional stuff coming up, but there's a lot of creativity. There's a lot of creativity. There's a little bit of this feeling of the artist, not so much the starving artist, but the tortured artist a little bit. And there's a little bit of a holding on to emotional baggage that you've used to separate yourself, protect yourself. It's kind of a bit of an egoic thing that's going on, an ego game. Okay, You're going to protect yourself emotionally. You're a creative person and you've been hurt, and you're an emotional and sensitive person and you've been hurt. This could apply to your soulmate as well, that they are an emotional person, an artistic, creative, emotional person that has been hurt, and they have some guards up, they have some emotional immaturity, they have some egoic stuff going on. It doesn't seem that bad though. There is a lot of really positive, uh, it's really, if you can just kind of let go of some of this emotional baggage, you'll be you'll be good to go. And it's not as bad as other stuff I've seen. Like really this, you have a lot going, you have a lot behind you. You have a lot of spiritual power behind you. You have a lot of spirituality. You have a lot of creative energy behind you. And I think that you can very easily manifest your soulmate relationship, or any kind of relationship you want. It could even be a friendship, or a friendship with a pet that you really connect with. It could be all kinds of relationships, but actually all of your relationships will expand. And if you just can learn to trust a little more and be a little less self-protect, not, well, you should be protective of yourself, but there's kind of a little bit of an immaturity and ego game going on, and it's really not that bad. I mean, if you just kind of got a grip on that, and it's a balancing act too, protecting yourself. You definitely don't want to just leave yourself way open to anybody either. You have to be discerning with people. And so that's all very good. You have that ability. It's the connecting emotionally that is blocking you, and it could be on the other side too a little bit. So the guides are gonna come in. We're going to look at this energy block. I'm seeing a blue sphere shape representing this energy, and there's these black, like kind of a black fence post type of shape around the blue sphere coming in. And we're going to knock down the black fence post barrier, because you do have a boundary. You do have boundaries. You have your boundaries. You just have extra protection. You have extra protection and it's not much. It's really not much. Like you're really, really close. You're really, really close. Just a little bit of extra protection that's keeping you separated. So we're going to just move that out. Me and the guides are going to move that out. Okay, gold. So that feels a little bit better. That energy feels a little bit better. And I think we're really good. We're really good with that. And I would look into different ways of, I don't know. It's one of those things that what I'm talking. I mean, I hope you know what I'm talking about. But there are different ways of just being a little more open, a little bit more emotionally connected. If you just make some steps towards that and let down some of your guards, which we worked on some of the energy around that, and I hope that helps. So I can pull another card for this, see where we're at energetically. No, hopefully it's better. So we got the Knight of Pentacles. So that's a little bit better. That's a little more grounded. That's a new beginning in a secure and grounded way. Somebody, your soulmate, could be. It kind of allows a more grounded energy. The Page of Cups is kind of immature, kind of an immature poet, artist type of character. Where this is a little bit, he's kind of, the Page of Cups is a little fly by the seat of his pants and emotional and you know emotionally immature, but has some great art and poetry and all that. This character, the Knight of Pentacles, is much more grounded and stable. He's also will come into your life in a much more stable and grounded way, and you shouldn't feel too thrown off by his energy. His energy or her energy could be, exactly what you need. It should feel good. It should feel grounded. There's no reason to have an emotional guard up. So I think that's good for now. Thank you, Group 1. Okay, Group 2. Actually, this goes here. Oh, no, this is here and here. Didn't quite. There we go. So this group has a lot going on. There is a lot going on blockage-wise for this group. There's a lot of deceitful energy in your space. There's a lot of blocks. There's a huge block. The mountain is a block. The fox is deceitful, and the snake is a bit of a liar. There could be a female energy that's really toxic coming in between you and your prospective partner. There is a lot of toxic energy separating you from your life partner right now. There is indecision, not knowing where things are going, and the King of Cups. There's some emotional issues as well, some emotional baggage. Now this is absolutely, you can absolutely work through this. It just seems like there's a lot of blocks right now. There's a lot of indecision. The King of Cups, the Cups energy is not the most decisive energy either. So I would say let's just get to the energy work around this energy. So I'm going to visualize these blocks, this big wall, and these toxic people. So there's a lot of beings in your space, there are a lot of entities, and there's just a lot of interference right now that's keeping you from manifesting this relationship. You can definitely work through all this very quickly. It doesn't have to be this way forever. It can be very short term, but this is where you are right this second. And we will try to move out this energy for you as a collective group. So I'm seeing the energy as a brick wall, and we're going to, the guides are going to move this energy out for you. Okay, and then there's a lot of beings. We're going to move out some of these entities that are interfering. There's some drug abuse that's brought in these entities as well, and it could be with you or your soulmate. Sorry, this number 2 is so it's a tough one. This is a tough group. So we'll just, but we can, me and my guides will try to help you with this one. So we'll move out these entities. Okay. All right. So this is kind of how I work with some of my healing work. And of course, it's much more in depth, and I go through all kinds of other stuff, past life stuff, and all that. Yeah, let's see. Let's pull some more cards. See if this is any. Oh gosh! Wow. All right. Let's do some more healing work. So it's like a real ending point. It could be for your soulmate. If it doesn't, if it doesn't resonate with you so much, it could be for your soulmate, the person you haven't met yet. There's just there's a huge end coming. So the decisions will be made for them. Let's move out some more energy. Bring in gold suns. See if this energy is improved any. King of Swords. So this is there's a little bit of taking more control. Oof, there is some more. This group is just all right. Let's do some more work on this group. We're gonna do some more work on group 2. We're gonna do more work on you, group 2. I'm sorry. There's a lot of difficulties right now. It doesn't mean it's going to be forever. It could definitely change very quickly. Very quickly. It could change very, very quickly. Do a lot of clearing work, do a lot of banishing work. There's some toxic elements. It seems like there's a third party, and there's some toxic elements going on right now in your relationship, manifesting your soulmate space. Let's see if we can move out more energy. So this one, the Hierophant's a little bit, that's more stabilizing. I'm getting a real kind of an institutional type, like you could find some therapy. Not all therapists are good, but you could find some traditional psychotherapy could help. You might have been dealing with a narcissist, a pathological narcissist, cluster B personality disordered people. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of past psychological abuse going on, and there could be a traditional approach to finding some closure. And this is a very intense group. This group's going through a lot. They are really going through a lot right now. So I would just say do what you can to get through it. Let me see if there's more energy work I can do around it. Yeah, I'm getting the feeling that there's some pathological narcissism and old stuff coming up, and blocks around some toxic people. Triangulation, that's another thing. Let me raise the vibration, move out more energy. Grounds. This is a tough group. Sorry, group number 2. I wish it could end on a more, it will, you can absolutely get through this. You can absolutely get through this. It's not permanent. It can change very quickly, but right now there's a tremendous amount of toxicity around you. So I'm sorry, probably aren't going to like this too much, but I can't, it's like I can't just sugarcoat this one. I mean, I don't like to sugarcoat them anyway, but this one's beyond sugarcoating. I couldn't sugarcoat this one if I wanted to. At least we didn't see the devil. But there's definitely a lot of very heavy stuff. There's ascension symptoms and going through a lot of very difficult stuff right now, and for on both sides, probably the soulmate and your side. So, okay. Now that's a little bit more positive. That's coming into a higher vibration and moving into a more joyful state of being. But most of these cards are really, really tough. And even this could be a third party type of thing. As happy as this looks like, it definitely kind of looks like a third party type of situation right now. Your soulmate could be going through, if you're not going through anything heavy duty, your soulmate is, and they could be dealing with a very toxic person that it looks like, that they're in a divorce type situation with. They're trying to get away from, and that'll take a bit of time if it's them. Of course, you can do what, you can work some magic, you can work some energy. You absolutely can change the whole vibe from your end. Definitely, and work towards something else. So anyway, sorry, group number 2. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. All right. I just can't pretend like it's a good situation when it's not, when there's a lot going on for a group. I can't just say, oh, it'll be okay. Some of these readers on YouTube do, and I understand. I mean, I understand why they do it. But, so group number 3. What's keeping you from your soulmate connection? Energy blocks. This is distance, work-related distance. So there's some distance between you and this person that you are meant to meet. And I see your paths converging. I see your paths converging at some point in the not too distant future. We could do some timeline. It's more of a timeline type of energy. It's like you'll come together when the timing is right. and there's some distance between you and this person, and it looks mostly work related. It looks like it could be health related, but I'm getting it's a work related distance between you and this life partner you're manifesting. I'm getting that it's not going to be too far in the future, however, that it is going to come together here within within a year or two at the most. But within a year, I'm getting it's not like 10 years from now. Okay, it's within the next year or two. There is a converging. Let's see what the tarot cards. So right now, your soulmate is looking at moving. You could be looking at moving. It looks more like your soulmate, but it could be you. For some of you, though it looks like for most of you, it's your soulmate that is planning on moving, looking into moving. They're just in the beginning stages of moving closer to where you are. And they are just starting to they're going to start moving in that direction as well. So they're going to start moving in the direction of moving closer to you, or if you're planning on moving, it could be you planning on moving closer to them. Though for most people, I think it's going to be the soulmate is moving closer to them. I'm not seeing a whole lot of huge energetic limitations. I'm seeing it more as a just circumstantial for right now, like distance, and that you'll be coming together. You could be meeting through a work related project or some sort of project, possibly an online project, I'm getting for some of you. So let's look at some of the energy. Let's pull a card for the actual energy blocks. I'm not seeing a whole lot of energy. I feel like things are moving in the direction. Things are moving in the direction of you meeting your soulmate. Okay, you're both coming together. And I'm going to pull a card to look at some energy, pull up some energy that might be, slowing things down a little so we can maybe speed it up. Temperance. So I'm seeing this as it's divinely orchestrated. It's divinely orchestrated. So we can just kind of ground and make the process a little smoother. Nine of Pentacles. That's not a bad card either. That's pretty good. So that's kind of grounding and letting in, that's allowing in some of the abundance. So let's move out some energy that might be blocking financial abundance. That could, the more money we have, the more the faster things go, I believe, right? In a lot of ways, the more freedom we have, money is freedom. And so we can kind of ground out some of this energy that's blocking us. There's a little bit of murky energy that is kind of affecting the flow of finances, though there's definite potential for massive abundance, or enough abundance to do what needs to be done for you to meet this person. So let's clear this out. Okay, so I just cleared out some energy. Big gold sun. So this doesn't look too bad. This group, it's just a matter of time. it's being divinely orchestrated. There's some distance right now, and that is the other party, or it could be you for some of you. Um, they're looking at where they're going. They're beginning the process of moving towards you. They're moving, and it looks like it's geographical. It's a geographical positioning more than anything for most of you. I mean, it could be as small as, they work in the same office or the same company, and they're going to be moving to your office and you're going to meet them. It could be that small as well. It doesn't have to be a huge geographical distance, but for a lot of you, it is going to be a big geographical across the country or another country. It is going to be a big geographical distance for many of you, though it doesn't. It's definitely there's definitely a move and coming together from the move, and this person is looking at their options and the universe is going to bring them to you. So they will end up, things will just kind of come together. It's kind of destined. They'll come to you. Your paths will cross here in the not too distant future. It might not be next week. It could take a year, or it could be, I'm getting that it's not going to be more than a year, but it could be much sooner than that for most of you. Few months, 6 months. So anyway, I think that's good for group 3. If you're still, if you were on group 2, I'm sorry. And group 1 and 2, you had pretty good reads. Group 2, it was rough. It was a rough one. So anyway, I think that's it, and I wish everyone luck in meeting their soulmates. Bye for now.